When I finally realized that AMPed was going to be a thing, like we were starting this company, I knew I needed a mission, a vision, and core values. I needed for myself to understand, what is it I want to build? Where do I imagine this will go? How many people will it impact? In what ways will it impact? AMPed is a full-service strategic marketing agency. We put strategy first always, and our mission is to eradicate marketing mediocrity one client at a time. This is a mission that's become a rally cry in the company. At AMPed, when crafting our vision, it's asking the big question, where do we want to be? Who do we want to impact and in what way? And at AMPed, our vision is to become a global marketing leader. And so that vision to me is like taking out the binoculars as a leader and saying, far out in the future, where is it we want to go? And the mission statement is the magnifying glass. And I'm looking down saying, are we doing today what's necessary for our mission in order to achieve that bigger vision? When I look to scripture, I actually see that God himself has given us his mission, his vision, and core values. When he says that he's come to give us a life and life abundantly, it's abundant because he's put principles and frameworks in place that help us make decisions. I knew that when we were creating core values, when I was sitting there and creating them, I didn't want them to just be something that was on the wall. I actually wanted them to be lived, to be felt, to be understood, because culture to me is everything. And ultimately, I wanted to work someplace that I loved. And what would create a culture that I would love to work in? Because then hopefully it would allow us to actually grow and build that culture and have it gain in traction as the company built and as the company grew. And that's exactly what happened. AMPed has 7 core values, and we tried to keep them just very clear, very tactical. We're gritty. We love to win. And so we wanted the core values to be really clear, because at AMPed, we are living, leading, hiring, training, reviewing, and even letting people go based on these values. We see our core values everywhere. So every meeting, it's an agenda item. Who are we highlighting? Who are we going to honor or recognize for how they've displayed our core values? Which is why the full embodiment of these core values is so critical to any organization. When we're living them out, you're not just looking at what it is we're trying to accomplish, but you start to learn how we accomplish them. The mission, vision, and core values creates guardrails that have protected us from mission drift. Is this really the kind of client that we seek to serve? Are we going to actually be able to eradicate marketing mediocrity in this case? Are we able to put strategy first? That's really important to us. After having instituted and truly been living out and embodying these core values, one of the things I learned was, as a leader, as we continued to hire into the organization, it actually allowed me a lot more freedom and flexibility in my life, because now I had an entire team that had a framework that meant this is how we make successful decisions at AMPed. As long as they're within these boundaries and using these frameworks and in line with our core values and our mission and our vision, they become really good at making decisions. Our mission, vision, and core values, they're tied to kingdom impact. Ultimately, we exist to bring him pleasure. We're here on mission that's even bigger. And so I want to ensure that our mission, vision, and values are attached to what it is that is his bigger picture for us. That calling that says, go and make disciples. And we've been able to do that through our business as a ministry.